If you ever hear digging outside your window at exactly midnight, don't look. Just don't. I made that mistake exactly once, and what I saw in my neighbor's backyard that night is the reason I still sleep with my lights on. This isn't a campfire story. This isn't something I read online. This happened to me in a quiet suburban street where nothing was supposed to happen. Ever. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why some holes are never meant to be filled back in. Stay till the end, because what I found buried out there changed everything I thought I knew about the man next door. Hey, welcome back. If this is your first time here, we tell true-to-life horror stories, the kind that stick with you long after the video ends. So if unsettling, slow-burn horror is your thing, you're exactly where you need to be. Now let's get into it, because this story starts the way most of these stories do, completely normal, boring even, until it wasn't. I moved into my house on Maple Hollow Drive almost 2 years ago. Quiet street, retired couples, a few young families, the kind of neighborhood where the loudest sound at night is a dog barking 2 houses down. My neighbor, I'll call him Walter because that wasn't his real name, and after tonight you'll understand why I'm not using it. Lived alone in the house to my left. Early 60s, kept to himself. Always had a polite nod for me when we crossed paths at the mailbox, but never more than that. For the first few months, nothing about him stood out. He mowed his lawn on Saturdays. He brought his trash bins in on time. He was, in every visible way, unremarkable. Which is exactly why what happened next felt so wrong. It was late September when I first heard it. A sound just after midnight. Rhythmic, metallic, deliberate. A shovel hitting dirt. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe he was planting something, fixing a pipe. People do strange things at strange hours. It didn't have to mean anything. But the next night, I heard it again. And the night after that. Same time, same sound. Every single night, like clockwork. Act 2. The pattern. Here's the thing about patterns. Once your brain notices one, it can't stop noticing it. I started listening for it without meaning to. Every night, right around midnight, I'd hear that same slow, steady digging coming from his backyard. Never longer than 20, maybe 30 minutes. Then silence, like it had never happened at all. I asked around, casually, the way you do when you don't want to seem like the nosy neighbor. Nobody else had noticed. Or, if they had, nobody wanted to talk about it. That should have told me something. But curiosity is a strange thing. It doesn't ask permission before it takes root. So one Tuesday night, I decided I was going to find out what was going on. Nothing dramatic, just a quick look out my upstairs window, the one that faced his backyard. I wasn't going outside. I wasn't going to confront him. I just needed to see. At 12:04 a.m., right on schedule, I heard the first shovel strike. I walked to the window, and I looked down. Before I tell you what I actually saw that night, if you're the kind of person who likes slow burn stories that actually pay off, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep telling stories like this one. And trust me, this story is about to get a lot darker. Okay, back to that window. Walter was in the far corner of his yard, half hidden by the shadow of an old oak tree. He was digging. Not fast, not frantic, just steady, methodical, like a man who had done this 100 times before and knew exactly how deep he needed to go. Beside him sat a small wooden box, roughly the size of a shoebox. Nothing about it looked threatening, and yet something about the way he handled it, so carefully, so gently, made the back of my neck go cold. He dug for maybe 15 minutes. Then he placed the box into the hole, filled the dirt back over it, and patted the ground flat with the back of the shovel. No ceremony, no hesitation. Then he did something that has stayed with me every single night since. He looked up, directly at my window. I don't know if he could actually see me in the dark. I want to believe he couldn't, but he stood there for a few seconds, motionless, staring straight at the glass I was hiding behind. And then he simply turned, picked up the shovel, and walked back inside like nothing had happened. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I told myself I'd let it go, that whatever he was burying wasn't my business. But 3 weeks later, everything changed, because Walter didn't come home one Saturday, then Sunday. By Tuesday, a police car was parked outside his house, and neighbors were gathering on the sidewalk the way people do when something has clearly gone wrong. I found out later that a family member had reported him missing. No note, no signs of a struggle. He had simply stopped existing in the version of the world the rest of us lived in. The police searched his house, and eventually they searched his backyard. What they found were 17 small wooden boxes buried in careful, evenly spaced rows beneath that oak tree. Each one containing nothing dangerous, nothing illegal, just letters, photographs, small personal items, each box dated, each one addressed to someone by name. It turned out Walter had lost his wife and daughter in an accident many years before I ever moved in. Every single night, for reasons only he ever fully understood, he had been writing them a letter and burying it like a message he needed the earth itself to carry somewhere he couldn't follow. He wasn't hiding something monstrous. He was grieving in the only way that made sense to him. Alone, in the dark, night after night, for years, without a single person ever asking if he was okay. Walter was found 3 days later. He was okay, physically. He'd simply driven out of state to visit his wife and daughter's graves, something he apparently did every year around that same time without telling anyone. When he came back, I saw him again at the mailbox, and for the first time in almost 2 years, I actually said something beyond a nod. I told him I was glad he was safe. He looked at me for a long moment, like he understood I knew more than I was letting on. And instead of anger, there was just quiet gratitude. He said something I still think about. Some things you bury aren't meant to stay hidden forever. They're just meant to be carried a little longer, until you're ready to let them go. I never heard the digging again after that. And that's the story of the night I found out why my neighbor dug a hole every single midnight. It wasn't the ending I expected. Maybe it wasn't the ending you expected either. But sometimes, the scariest stories aren't about monsters. They're about how much pain a person can carry silently, right next door, without anyone ever noticing. If this story got under your skin, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Drop a comment and tell me, would you have knocked on his door or stayed silent like I did? I read every single one. And if you want more true-to-life horror stories like this, the kind that stay with you long after the video ends, make sure you're subscribed, because next week's story is even harder to shake. It's about a house at the end of a cul-de-sac where every family that's ever lived there leaves within exactly 1 year. Nobody's ever figured out why, until now. See you in the next one.